Hello, everybody. And I am joined by Senators Kaine, Wyden, and Klobuchar, and thank them for joining me today. So, soon the Senate will vote on a resolution from Senator Kaine, Klobuchar, and Warner to undo Donald Trump's tariffs on Canadian goods. I proudly support this resolution because these tariffs are a tax increase on American families, plain and simple. And why? Why do they want to do this? Why do they want to raise prices, the costs that American families pay? It's now estimated, if they do them all, at $5,000 a year, simply to give a tax cut to Trump's billionaires' friends, paid for by average working American families. Donald Trump's tariffs, as we said, $5,000 a year. Some of the estimates are higher. That's a more conservative estimate. Families are going to pay more for groceries and gas, for a car. Families that sit around the table Friday night and worry about their future. Can they afford a new car? Can they take a vacation to see grandma? Are now holding back, because these tariffs would take that money out of their pockets and put it in the hands of Trump's billionaire friends. And it's also going to hurt jobs. 6.5 million jobs would be impacted just by the Canada tariffs, according to the New York Times. And guess who will be particularly affected? People in red states. People in red states. It's going to hurt farmers, as Amy Klobuchar has laid out. It's going to hurt small businesses. It hurts all businesses. Because business people, whether they're small businesses, large businesses, or everything in between, they want certainty. These tariffs, with the chaos by which Trump says on one day they're this, on the next day they're that, maybe this country, maybe that country, create the kind of chaos that businesses hate. And you don't have to listen to us. Listen to Republicans. Rand Paul. Tariffs are simply a tax. Senator Mullen put it plainly. Tariffs are a tax, and it will be passed on to consumers. And guess what President Trump said? He said he couldn't care less if prices go up on American families. Well, Donald Trump may not care, but we do. And we're fighting him tooth and nail on these tariffs. Every single Senate Republican should support Tim's resolution and support American families. We know Trump is very worried about the resolution. Just in the last few hours, he tweeted his fearful decree to congressional Republicans. He knows they might lose here in the Senate. So he's worried, and he demanded all Senate Republicans to vote against this resolution, which would be a vote against American families. That's what Donald Trump's asking him to do, because he doesn't care about American families, and he said it himself. Let's call Trump's taxes for what they really are, a tax hike on families. I hope the American people listen to Trump when he says he wants American families to pay more. I hope they're listening to what he says. I hope they understand he wants to increase their financial pain, and he's good at doing it. The stock market's in turmoil. People are worried about their IRAs. Consumer confidence is down, and expectations for the future are historically low. The odds of a recession have increased. Where are Senate Republicans? Where is their outrage? They should be demanding, as we are, to protect American families. Democrats certainly are, and so I'm proud to join this resolution. And I think, are we switching the order? No. Can we pull on Tim? I just want to say Tim Kaine has been just stellar, crystalline in his pursuit, an understanding of this issue way in advance, and his relentless pursuit, and that's why we are here today, so he deserves tremendous credit.
Thank you, Chuck. Well, the reason I've been focused is I saw how bad this hurt Virginians in the Trump first term. When he did tariffs on Canada, an ally, and tariffs on the EU, an ally, it hurt Virginians badly in the prices they paid, and it especially hurt our biggest industry sector, agriculture and forestry. So this isn't a prediction about something that might happen. We've been down the road. The only thing is this is at a much greater magnitude. a massive tax cut, the largest tax increase on American consumers in American history if it goes through. And that's why I filed this. I'm really happy to have Amy as the chief co-sponsor of this, and I am happy to have a Republican co-sponsor in Rand Paul, and 2 other Republicans, Senators Collins and Murkowski, have said positive things about the bill. We got a chance on this one. We got a chance to actually win it and reject these price increases. You're going to pay more for groceries because we bring in an awful lot of agricultural products from Canada. You're going to be paying more for building supplies at a time when housing costs too much because we bring in lumber from Canada. 35% of the aluminum and steel that go into the ships and subs we build in this country come in from Canada. We already can't get one out on time and on budget. This will make it worse. 80% of the fertilizer that our farmers use contains potash that comes in from Canada. So this is going to sock everybody. And why? Why? President Trump has tried to justify it by saying that there's a fentanyl emergency in Canada. There is a fentanyl emergency, and it's Mexico and China. It's not Canada. Tulsi Gabbard came to the Intel Committee last week to do her annual delivery of the National Threat Assessment. And that threat assessment said nothing about Canada. It had a section about fentanyl and where the fentanyl problem was. It said nothing about Canada. Senator Heinrich said, I notice you don't say anything about Canada here. And Tulsi Gabbard said, yes, because the fentanyl problem is from Mexico and China. So if it's an invented rationale, why are they doing it? They're doing it because they're looking for a pay-for the tax cut. They don't want to deficit fund the tax cut like they did in 2017. So they got to find a pay-for. And the pay-for is 2 things. All this massive cutting of the VA and firing veterans throughout the federal workforce, that's going to go into the bucket that's the pay-for. And the other thing that's going into the bucket is tariff revenue. So everyday people will be paying more for groceries and building supplies so that the Republicans can do a big tax cut benefit for the people at the top end. That's what Donald Trump wants to do. We got a chance to stop it. A lot of people have said they're concerned about tariffs. You can vote to stop them. And that's what I'm asking my colleagues to do. I'm really excited that it'll be coming up tomorrow. And with that, okay.
Okay, sure.
Senator Wyden had to leave.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I'll be real quick.
I'll go clean up after Wyden.
First of all, these tariffs are an economic poison that is going to work its way through our communities and hammer our families. And the reality, is it is time for Congress to get tougher on trade. There's been a debate for a number of years on this issue, but now is the time to make a strong start. And that's what Senator Kaine and Senator Warner and Senator Klobuchar are doing as the ranking Democrat on the Senate Finance Committee. I will tell you, it is high time, and you are going to see other efforts in the future. As the leader said, the reality is none of this is going to hurt Donald Trump and his billionaire pals. To tell you the truth, I think they don't mind at all if the general economy hurts, just as long as the billionaires do well. And the reality is the Trump tariffs are going to hit our families like a wrecking ball. And it is going to move across the land, and that's why we're going to pull out all the stops. Those of us who believe in a smart trade policy, which is what Senator Kaine and Senator Warner and Senator Klobuchar are talking about, we're going to pull out all the stops between now and the vote to pass this key legislation. Thank you, Leader.
So,
Batting cleanup, number 4, the Minnesota Twins.
who hopefully will be one. So, I think what you've seen in these last few weeks, that when this administration is undermining the economy and bringing us down, when costs are going up and corruption is going up and chaos is going up, when they're undermining our national security, Democrats are on the offense. Ask Cory Booker right there. He's on the offense. He's making the case for the American people. Look at what happened last week when we find out that they threatened our national security, and the Intelligence Committee Democrats, led by Mark Warner, asked those tough questions. Look what we're doing here. We are leading in the courts with Democratic attorney generals. We are leading in Congress, and we are leading with our constituents by our side. So this tariff bill, I cannot tell you how important this is right now. In Minnesota, Canada, we can see Canada from our porch. Minnesota's trade with Canada is more than our combined trade with number 2, number 3, and number 4 below that. I just came back from a 14-county rural tour in our state. People just showed up. They weren't activists. At town hall meetings, at small things in small towns, and it's devastating them because the Canadians are pissed. As Senator Warner pointed out at our earlier press conference on this, Canadian tourism from Canada to the U.S. is down by 75%. Once you undermine a market and farmers or people in Canada think, you know what, I'm going to go buy from someone else because I can't trust this trading partner. It's not just that moment, it is long lasting. In addition to the numbers that Senator Kane mentioned, overall, these tariffs beyond Canada to all the other countries result in a national sales tax on Americans. For every American family, when you look at all of them, and including Canada, $5,000 per year sales tax, increasing the cost of a new home by $20,000, increasing the cost of American-made cars by $3,000, eliminating up to 400,000 American jobs. So I thank Tim for his leadership. I thank Senator Schumer for moving this along and Senator Wyden. We have to have this vote. And the fact that we can get some Republicans to stand up, I hope Cory Booker is showing them right now. We only need 4 of them to stand up, and we can stop this chaos.
Thank you. Cleanup hitter. Yes.
On the upcoming budget resolution and the next vote-a-rama, what can we expect from Democrats in terms of strategy, amendments, or otherwise?
Yes, we have had many good discussions, including today, and you are going to find us focused relentlessly on what the Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and the Republican Senate and House are doing to the American people. They are taking away benefits that they desperately need. Medicaid, going after Social Security, tariffs, as we talked about, that raise their costs, and many other things, all to give tax breaks for the billionaires. The American people hate that. The American people know that we're on their side. Trump isn't, and we are unified in that approach. Yes.
Would you prefer to work with Republicans on raising the debt ceiling, or do you think they should keep that in the budget resolution so they have to pass it?
Well, that'll be up to them. We're having discussions on the budget resolution in our caucus.
Republicans are saying that using a current policy baseline is pretty much up to the chairman, Chairman Graham. It's settled. They're suggesting that the parliamentarian doesn't even have a ruling to make here. Do you get the sense that they're trying to bypass the parliamentarian on this question?
That would be going nuclear, and it shows that Republicans are so hell-bent on giving these tax breaks to the billionaires that they're willing to break any rules, norms, and things they promised they wouldn't do.
Leadership.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay. All right.